Hello everyone, welcome back to King Conquest, and in this video we have a 2-move checkmate by white. White pawn goes up here and black pawn goes down here. So yeah, pause the video if you want to try white to move and checkmate the black king in 2 moves. Okay, welcome back. This is, I will say, because the black king is in the center of the board, we have to be smart and careful not to let the black king escape, basically, because in many puzzles you might see that the black king or many position, the black king is usually on the edge of the board or close to the edge of the board, right? Like so, usually the black king is around here, so it will be easier to get checkmated. But in this position, in this puzzle, as we can see, the black king is on d5, which is a bit tricky to say the least. So in order to solve this puzzle, imagine that if this the black move, if this move is actually black's, so if this a black move, like let's say we waste a move by moving our king to h1, for example, and by the way, any king move in this position, white king move, is not the solution. So let's say as an example, let's say we waste a move by moving our king to h1. As you can see, black king has 2 escape square, and actually the black king has a 3rd square to move. If you don't believe me, because the black king can just move their pawn, and this square, the e6 square, is basically the black's 3rd square to escape. So let's say black move their pawn to e5, and from this position, no matter what to do, you cannot checkmate the black king in this move. I mean, you can give check, like say queen to a5, but then as you can see, the black king has 4 legal square to escape, and this is not a checkmate. Okay, we discuss moving our king is not the solution. Anywhere you move your king is not a solution. Even if you try to move closer to black king by moving our king to f3, assuming that you can place your queen here, right? And actually it is checkmate, by the way, if this if we can play again in chess, which is not. So imagine our queen is here. So yeah, as you can see, all of this square is covered by our pieces. I mean, but this is actually black move, and even though we play king to f3, again black can just move their pawn to e5 and basically create this escape square, so to speak. So yeah, this pawn move to e5 by black is quite annoying. So you have to be smart about this puzzle. So yeah, we discussed moving our king. What about we move our bishop? Okay, as we can see, bishop has quite many square to move, but if you really think about it, the black square or the black bishop for white in this position, like black colored bishop, I must say, guard these 2 square, right? So moving this bishop anywhere, especially outside of this square, let's say h6, for example. Okay, this doesn't make any sense, and again this black pawn to e5 move is just annoying and I mean you cannot do anything. You cannot checkmate the black king in next move, right? So you have, I mean, yeah, what we can say, right? So this bishop, it's better in this square because it's basically guards or hold, or basically prevent the black king to go to the black square here to c5 and d6. Okay, how about we move our pawn then? Well, as you can see, this pawn in this square b3 is guarding this square, right? From the black to go here, from the black king to go here. So you have to basically, I mean, if you try to move it to b4, for example, I mean, this pawn is attacking this square, but then also this bishop is also attacking this square, right? So it's basically you put two pieces for guarding one square, which is, I mean, kind of wasted or waste. So this is basically not the way to go. So moving our pawn is not the solution. Okay, we discussed the king, we discussed the bishop, we discussed the pawn. Okay, what about our rook then? Well, as you can see, in this position, our rook doesn't cover like the next square for the black king to move. Like for example, let's say we move our rook here, and we think that this rook will cover this whole square, right? But then again, we have this annoying black pawn move to e5, and from here, yeah, you cannot checkmate the black king. Yeah, I mean you can give a check, but then escape square for the black king. Yeah, it's annoying. This move is very annoying, so you have to account for that. So yeah, moving our rook, I mean, even if you try like rook to b6, right, to cover this square, yeah, we can just move here, and yeah, even though if you can give check here, for example, black can just escape to e4, black king escape to e4 or d4, and this is again not a checkmate. So yeah, we already discussed the king, king, bishop, pawn, and rook. And I mean, as you can guess, the answers or the solution for this puzzle is moving our queen. But I mean, as you can see, we can move our queen like 15 squares. There's so many squares that this queen can move. Yeah, 18 squares, I believe, for 3, 12, 13, 15, 18, yeah. 18 squares this queen can move. But as you can see, this queen is actually prevent the black king to move this square, to move to this square, right? So if we leave this file, this e file, for example, I mean, you can leave this file, but you have to basically restrict the black king in order to checkmate the black king in next move. If you want to move your queen outside of this e file, yeah, you have to basically prevent the black king to move to the other square. So you cannot really leave so you cannot really let's say you move to b1, for example, and this square, let's say, yeah, but this square only covers this e4 square, right? But this square, these two square are free for the black king. And also again, as annoying as it can get, the black pawn move to e5 is just annoying. So you have to really think about that. So queen to b1 is not the answer, because I mean after black move their one pawn to e5, there is no like immediate checkmate that you can do from here. Let's say to d3, still black can just escape. So yeah, if you do want to move your queen outside of this file, you have to again restrict the black king in order to checkmate the black king next move. So I mean, you probably saw the solution from this position, and the solution is to move our queen to h4. And this move basically covers these two squares, d4 and e4. And as you can see, if the black wants to move this annoying pawn to e5, notice that we have to basically attack this square with check in order to checkmate the black king. And from this position, we can do that by moving our queen to c4, right? This square is protected by our queen. This square is protected by our bishop, right? And this square is also protected by our queen. And this square is also protected by our queen. So this is checkmate. And let's say black moves here, for example, to e5. Well, we can just move our rook here to b5, and this, yeah, so all of this is covered by our pieces, right? Yeah, so black cannot move everywhere, so this is checkmate, and obviously he cannot take his own pawn. So yeah, okay, let's say black wants to go to c6, the last alternative from this puzzle, from this video. And well, we can move our queen to e4, and this is also protects our rook from being taken by the black king. And also, as you can see, this is covered by bishop, is our bishop, and this is covered by our rook, right? And this is also covered by our rook. So any square here, black cannot move to any of the square, so this is checkmate. So yeah, fun little puzzle. And yes, the black, if the opponent king in the middle, it usually gave us headache, for us to solve this puzzle. So yeah, and hope you enjoy the video. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.